A little. I presume a little.
You will need good air defense amongst everything else. I'll leave a unit in the base.
Okay. And then I'll take Golf with my little unit here. And then I will take
Right, do you want Bravo Charlie or do you want Hotel Golf?
Bravo Charlie.
You want Bravo Charlie? Okay, I will do the units to Bravo and Golf. And I will put some air defense into both. So let me do support. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So my initial force for that is ready, and I will put an initial force together for helping you in Bravo. I'll try to get some infantry together there. Okay, I am ready to go, Mr. G. I got a reserve, so I will use that.
Give me a sec.
I don't want to spend all my money right at the beginning.
Here we go.
Watch that. Here we go.
Passenger. Moving up. I'm not at liberty to discuss previous missions with you, sir. We're redeploying. Not at liberty to discuss previous missions with you, sir. Coming our way. It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. Coming our way. Has an enemy chopper been spotted? Let's go. Full speed. Let's go. Full speed.
So we got that, we got that, we got that.
Waiting
Now
your orders,
we can't
sir.
do
surprised the enemy hasn't really humped us already, but it's giving me time to get...
Humped.
Yeah. Oh, really?
There they are.
Well, the early thing will get SAS have air
Combat zone
defense.
right now.
Wow. What just unloaded on me? Holy crap. I lost half my force there. That was rapid. Unpleasant. Sincerely, that was unpleasant. Fool George, their air assault is vicious.
Yes.
Really,
There it is
like,
again.
really unpleasant. Nasty, 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 nasty. I mean, I built it for that, but now I'm wishing that I hadn't.
Need some extra eyes, sir? Why does it always have to be me?
The Air Force is reducing itself more. So much I can tell.
If I said good, would it be?
It's not good because we suffered a lot in the front.
Phew.
Yep. Who is it exactly? Here comes their force. Air Force incoming. One down. Two down. Ooh. Careful. Aga! What is this?
What's that, guy?
Wow. Okay, these airstrikes are something else, George.
Objectives completed, ready to go.
This helicopter's really safe to flying there. I'm so impressed.
Sky is ours.
Comes more. Well, they're suffering a lot, but they already are also dishing it out a lot.
Waiting new orders, sir. Attack. Waiting new orders, sir. Okay, what's the situation?
Phew.
So, at the moment, really force. The question is now how do we do this? I lost a leopard? How?
Holy crap. Well, George, we wanted it, we got it. Holy shit.
So, to answer your question, yes, the computer can handle it.
Sorry?
To answer your question, you were asking whether the computer can handle this. Yes, he can.
They spotted us.
So, let's see.
I bolted you on the right when I am getting very pushed in on the left.
next Friday, I'm not going to play with you.
Blame me.
Don't blame me. Thank you, Darren.
Yeah.
Look at the wreckage in front of this little village in Bravo. Wow. We need to get supplies to these guys. That will be difficult, I will try.
Right now. Heading to Gibbons Grid reference. Someone need a guardian angel.
Well, their cheap and quite efficient Air Force is decimated here, I can tell you. Their cheap but efficient Air Force is decimated here.
It hasn't been a one-sided fight.
No, as I said, it is very efficient, but they get slaughtered.
Enemy contact. Coming to combat. I need that.
Took down a few of their helicopters, but only a handful.
Well, there's
Can't check the rest. Ammo, fuel, spare parts, anything. The captain and his crew.
I see just planes appearing. Whenever they come around at our end, they're dead.
What is it you want this time?
Jesus Christ, we're droning these helmets empty.
Part of my problem is I can't keep my unit
I knew you
supplied.
wouldn't leave us idle
I
for long.
literally can't.
I'm trying to support you, especially in Bravo on the left-hand side.
Where do you want it delivered? Violence, Max. Enemy contact. Nothing we can't handle. I knew you wouldn't leave us idle for long. We're in a combat zone right now. Take contact.
Well, by this stage, it's usually us handing out some air power, but boy. I keep hoping that rocket's thing will stop, and it's not stopping. Please stop firing. Please run out of ammo. Holy moly.
It's rain. No, it's not raining.
You know what that is, George? That is challenges. No, that's challenges. They're like, is that all you got? You hit them with everything and they're just like, and ah, they killed your HQ unit in Charlie. That's why my units
I'm replenishing that already.
Oh, I was going to
So
say,
I'm-
my units are going round and round the houses, and I'm wondering why. My Stormer is out of ammo again. Holy...
I knew you wouldn't leave us idle for long. Trouble.
But I don't know what killed it.
I knew you'd soon have us hard at work again.
1,000 supplies empty.
We're in a combat zone right now. We're in a combat zone right now. Trouble. Roger that, 5.
Holy moly.
I knew you wouldn't leave us idle for long.
Phew.
Roger. Moving there. Out.
So now I have air defense, you asshole fucking bastards. Bye! From now on, this corner is closed, believe it.
This is closed, believe it. This is a religious area now. The gods have spoken. You shall not enter. The enemy may have something to say about it.
He can slay thousand, but he will not enter it. He's buying cheap, crappy aircraft
Enemy contact.
to get rid of my Gepards, okay? Again, where did they come from?
Trouble.
It's not the bridge of Barad-dûr, it's the bridge of Mayhem-dûr.
Jesus Christ, that's the first time in the game where I feel like the pressure's gone off.
Sky is ours. Sky is ours. Trouble. Trouble. They spotted us. Engage. The captain and his crew welcome you aboard. Get back. Let's go. Full speed. Get inside. Trouble.
Now I got you, bastards, you fucking assholes.
You stuck your head out of the trench and now you're gonna put it in the top.
Do you really want that? Hermann Göring Schnitzel. Now I'm fed up. I will bomb to oblivion, meaning to you, assholes.
Not my fault.
Where's all your red forces gone? Fuckers. And so far as being human, I didn't buy any napalm stuff yet.
Need some extra armor.
I might change that, you fuckers.
Remember that option.
Well, George, we wanted it, we got it.
Enemy contact. Opposite combat. Fire them, Max. I knew you wouldn't leave us out too long. No one. We're in combat zone right now. We're way down on them corners.
Like now, British prisons. Now I collect for force fucking your ass and then I'm gonna give it to you. Forget that.
Guy is out. Why do I have the feeling that you're about to start my career? Someone infiltrate enemy lines. Enemy contact. Enemy contact. Guy is out.
See dancing helicopters on the monitor. No, we're dancing. They're trying to keep control. So they decided that Hermann Göring Schnitzel is too heavy for their belly and reduced their force magnificently.
We're in a combat zone right now. We're in a combat zone right now.
George, just check the left bridge.
Yes.
Jeez.
You mean if we keep on playing, the stack will go back to Lima?
There, holy crap.
Transportation for ready for launch. Get back. Enemy contact. Dropping the contact.
George, we're winning at a score rate of 4-1, but it doesn't bloody feel like it.
No, it's just like... and they still have the win counters.
Trouble. We're in a combat zone right now. Trouble.
Oh, they're sending helicopters in like crazy. Holy schmoly. I never start really on a Friday afternoon starting to think about decks with you. Dirty, evil character you.
Yeah, I think I got a better mix of decks this time. This is much more testy. Really is.
Someone need a guardian angel?
They're really struggling to find something to say for them.
combat zone right now. We've been engaged. We're in a combat zone right now. We've been engaged. We're in a combat zone right now. The sky is ours. You have something for me? Fly zone defined. Find them, Mac. Stick it out, man.
Right, for the first time in the game, I'm now beginning to think offensively. What can we do instead of just being on my knees?
Being on your knees is a very interesting description for being ass-free and fucked with a barbed wire snake.
Yeah, exactly.
Contact the rest.
But now they can't get near the river now, so this island, the Echo Delta Island, I think we can consider what we're going to do with that, because they can't really cross over on our space anymore. So I begin to save up and then I have a think about what we're going to do, George.
Ammo, fuel, spare parts, anything you want.
So, you see,
Trouble.
look what I found.
We're in a combat zone right now.
Holy shit. My helicopters are empty in less than a minute.
Trouble.
I mean, I've stopped. I've shot down their artillery positions pretty badly, but
Someone need a guardian angel?
Right.
Checklist completed, ready to go.
But they begin to feel like a spent force here now.
Still with teeth, so
Under your orders,
not to
sir.
underestimate. They still have teeth.
Let's see.
I got the HQ unit together with some artillery. No, that is smart. Park your artillery next to your HQ unit. Good. Look, it's a meat from the Turkish döner. Yes, I will call you not. I will call your men not any longer territorials. I will call them kebab. On the usual traffic jam bridge, we keep an eye open for both lanes going into one direction, dear fellows.
We're in a combat zone right now. We're in a combat zone right now. We're in a combat zone right now. You're insane, then? Enemy contact! On the contact!
Are your Dornier helicopters armed?
With machine guns only. So infantry, yes. Anything that, they couldn't even shot up a proper lorry. That was very disappointing.
Right, you got a whole bunch of 20mm cannon on Lynxes with you now. Let's go and smash Alpha, George, with those choppers.
Give me a sec. I just need to sort out a few things. Where are your choppers?
Next to your Dorniers. Going to Alpha now.
Alpha, you said. Alpha India. Alpha it is.
Sending 4 anti-vehicle tow-equipped choppers as well. They're on their way. Now, I should probably airstrike the town anyway, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let's lay an airstrike on the town. Just say fuck it. Hit them hard anyway.
Flying in, weapons hot.
And if we clear Alpha, George, we'll move on to the next one, which is India. Okay, moving on to India.
Give me a sec. Some puzzled forces left, okay. What the fuck did us just hit?
Okay, I'm going on to their base, George. Juliet.
Brace yourself, we're flying in.
If you can join me, that would be good.
I'll be
I know the Otonians don't do a lot, but just shooting shit up.
they are the shield for your meat.
Yep. Something stunned all my helicopters for a minute there. I don't know what the hell that was.
Naked women. So where are our forces? They are here. Let's bring them supply.
Trouble.
Just keep your Dorniers moving around, George, so that they are shooting stuff up.
For attack. Someone need a guardian angel? Trouble.
Can I get my HQ unit in there? Let's see. Land it on the fobs. Get us the fobs as well. Would be interesting.
Sky is ours.
Yes, you can.
Moving out.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Ah. By the way, I got some.
So you can replenish your Dorniers at the fob area.
Not only that, I will now call in
Guardian
like
angel.
nightmarish loads of helicopters via Juliet.
Yes. That's how we're gonna roll now.
This is how we do it.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
I can hear the bullets whistling by me. I can hear the bullets whistling by me.
Just in case I bring another HQ unit into the area.
Why does it always have to be me? Sky is ours. Sector's completed, ready to
Nice
go.
job, Mr. G. Your Dorniers, they may not have done anything special, but they definitely assisted things.
Captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Now, I think we should go straight across to Lima and screw it up. What do you say to that, Mr. G?
When you want to finish the game, yes. When you want to screw them up, no. Because they only can call in land units now. They can't buy any more helicopters nor anything else.
They can bring helis in.
Can they?
can't- Yeah. Yeah, you can bring
Even
helis
better.
in, but you can't bring in planes. If I remember right.
Nice.
putting out a few recons to see if there's anything to that right side, and then failing that, it's bada bing, bada boom time. There we go. Enemy unit spotted, so oh, look what we found. More enemy units. Oh, look, ZSU Shilkers. Okay. You will die.
Yeah, this is interesting. Why are they there?
They're about to wish that they weren't.
Well, that is something else, but why do you place them there?
Like we do to counter that little move to the side. That little sneaky assault through the mountains. Because that is the only road, right? There's two roads around the mountains, that one and then the one further south. Any enemy landing in that part of the map would have to go that way, so I guess there's logic there for that. Bye bye, Chon Maho.
So we lost the fobs.
Did we?
A new
Yes.
observation post there.
Oh, well, never mind.
Well, that requires special treatment, and the special treatment is here. So,
Brace yourself, we're flying in. Enemy contact! Nothing we can't handle. Enemy contact! Nothing we can't handle. We've been engaged.
Onderweg naar gegeven referentiegever. De kapitein en zijn bemanning heten welkom aan boord.
Mill 1 is coming, so let's see. I've got a Prezi for you, Mill 1. It's called anti-aircraft missiles.
We're in a combat zone right now.
Oh, you bozos. Those Lynxes
We're in a combat
fired
zone
every
right now.
anti-aircraft missile they had, all in one go.
We've been engaged.
What a bunch of dicks.
welcome to my educated people.
Enemy contact.
Yeah,
Nothing
Well,
we
why
can't
should
handle.
we spare? We do it all in one go. Yes, it's good. Yes.
no mercy, fire everything. But it's just a recon helicopter. I don't care.
The order was to fire everything we got, so we fire everything we got. Yes.
Did the enemy kill all my tanks? No, they're just trapped in the bridge like a bunch of idiots.
Get out.
Ah, you mean this one? There's a solution for that.
We're on the move.
if you have units which are spread out, split them up, and they usually start crossing the bridge. Oh, they do actually. Yeah, that is something I would like to see solved.
Are you talking to me?
Waar heeft u ons nodig, commandant?
Ooh.
Go on then, bring what you want. Bring what you want in to the map. Bring whatever you like. I'll kill it on
Send
instant.
the spider to the fly. Come along. We're having a barbecue party here.
So if you bring your healers to the same point, George, we can then work our way south down the coast in a devastating fashion.
Give me a sec.
We will do the Hoover.
But I fear there is not much left there.
Nope. Although there's a fair
Quite.
amount south of Lima which I didn't kill, I just flew past it. So when we go south, there will be a lot there. Be aware of that.
I hit it hard. You see where the me is standing? That's where I virtually cripple a lot of stuff.
You will clear Kilo. Okay. So
Oh, sorry.
Combat
No,
zone
that's
right
right. No
now.
problem. I moved down south. Killed that whole lot there. Time for the Hoover.
We're in a combat zone right now. We're in a combat zone right now.
So we just work our way through the coast here and clean the house.
Trouble.
Computer surrendered.
Looking for a taxi. Trouble.
Oh,
Challenger 2. About 3 pages for Challenger 2. 1 page. 2 page. 3 pages for another Challenger 2. 1 page for Challenger 2. 1.5 pages for Challenger 2. I thought they would do more than that. Did any of my units do the old multi-page super job? Not really. A few of them got a couple of pages, but not really more than that. Alright, Mr. G. That was fun. That was actually a hard game until we broke them. Yeah, that was a genuinely... sometimes there, they were actually clearing whole sections of me out.
yes, I saw that.
I
It was
can't-
just-
I
Either it
can't-
was the Air Force or the helicopters going.
Oh, the Air Force, but that's like normally I rely on those clumpings of territorials, but there were times when like 10 or 20 were just being gunned.
Gone. Not gone, but gone. Oblivion.
Yeah, and I was really at one point I was struggling to keep up with my losses because income. Imagine if our income was low rather
I
than
know.
being high.
But then we would have cut their possibilities earlier.
I'm not sure about that. Because the thing is, it would depend on who could inflict the losses hardest first. If we were able to wipe out their air force, then that would be okay. But if they kept hitting us and wiping us down, there would come a time where our losses would be too deep. And actually, I think that could come really quickly in a game that went badly wrong.
Oh yes, we have seen that in the COH.
Well, we've seen it in this
Just one-
time, but
Yes, as well. Just a couple of incidents where you're really getting wiped out, and that's it.
what time is it? Nearly 11. Right, Mr. G, I think I'm going to call it. I'll be around tomorrow if you are. I don't know if you are, but
Well, I have a bank holiday tomorrow. I don't know what am I going to do, but I'll be around sooner or later. I can't really tell you time when I'll
bank
be around.
holiday on a Saturday. What is that?
German system.
No
We
kidding.
don't have that system where when there is a bank holiday on Sunday, it's on Sunday. Bad luck for us. We don't have this system where you get it as a prezi for on Monday. Not the Germans.
Yes, indeed.
God, my losses were not really heavy compared to what I dished out, but
My losses I'm not going to look at. My losses were hurtful, I know that. Although, weirdly, they were cheap. My territories are cheap, so if I lose 10 of them, it's not too bad. It's only 100 points.
that's 100 points or something like that, or 150.
Yeah. But it feels bad at the time. My poor
Yes.
cannon fodder disappearing.
My
Something
poor cannon fodder.
There's something reassuring about all those blue squares all the way across the map, but when they disappear, it's like, ooh.
No, why?
Yep. Alright, Mr. G. Catch you the weekend. Cheers.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
So I saw on your profile that you like to cook.
Oh, I love it. This is my speciality.
Ooh, thanks.
Number 5. So at number 5 is the Lexmoto 125 Riot. And yes, you may have already noticed this, but it does look like the MV Dragster. Now I'm going to put a few stats up on the screen here so you can take a look at them for yourself, but the Lexmoto Riot can do a top speed of 52 miles per hour. Now yes, it's probably not the most fastest 125 on the market, but it will certainly get you to where you need to go. Now the reason that Lexmoto brought this bike out was to compete against the Honda Grom and the Benelli TNT 125. My reasoning for having this on the top 5 list is because yes, it is a damn good looking bike, and it only costs £1,799. And from the reviews that I have seen about this bike, it does seem to be a tiny little bike with good quality parts. Number 4. Okay, so coming in at number 4 is the Benelli BN125. Now for the 2020 model, they have updated the colour scheme to a racing green. This has slowly grown on me and I am starting to like the colour scheme. Now Benelli has been a brand that has been slowly growing but is now starting to get some traction, and they have some fantastic bikes from the Benelli TNT 125, which I have, and also the little Benelli BN 125, which is what you see on your screen right now. Now as you can see, there are specs up on the screen there for you, but let's talk about the most important part, which is the top speed. And you'll be expecting to get around about 65 miles per hour out of this bike, and they come in at a price of just under £2,200. Number 3. Now at number 3 is the famous KTM Duke 125. There is a reason why this bike has been outselling all of its competitors. With the look and feel of a bigger bike as well as all the mod cons that you could possibly need, it has that and more. The only one downside that I myself have never liked about the KTM brand is the colour. And if I were to get a KTM Duke, I would black it all out. But let's look at a few stats up here I'm going to put on the screen for you. So the KTM Duke has a top speed of 70 miles per hour, but I'm pretty sure that you'd be able to reach at the very least, 75 miles per hour. You're gonna have to be forking out around about £4,000 for this bike, and that for a young aspiring biker is quite a bit of money. But if you are looking for something that's going to turn heads, then the KTM 125 Duke is definitely the bike that's going to do that. Number 2. Now at number 2 is the Yamaha MT125, and this has to be one of the most advanced 125s to date. Yamaha really weren't messing around when they made this bike, and with an eye-watering speed of 80 miles per hour, that's nothing to look down on. Weighing just 140 kilograms. Now for such a big looking bike, that is most definitely light. As you can see for the specs that I'm putting up on screen now, it really does speak for itself. Now this bike is definitely every teen boy's wet dream. It has the looks, it has the performance, it really is a unique 125. But that comes at a price, and that price is just under £4,500. So it is definitely the most expensive 125 by far, but Yamaha has always been the most expensive in the 125 bracket. Number 1. Okay, so at number 1 is the Honda CB125F. Now you're probably wondering, why is this basic commuter bike in at number 1? There's a very good reason for that, and that reason is because it's just an all-round amazing bike, okay? Not only does this bike reach 70 miles per hour, it will likely be the first bike that you actually ride on when you come to do your CBT. Not only does it have great styling, but it's also a fantastic commuter bike. And if you are looking to get onto a motorbike, then this is probably the best and most easily ridden 125. So as you can see for the specs, they really do speak for themselves, and this is a great all-round bike. And it comes in at a price of just under £2,500. Now the top speed of this bike is 70 miles per hour, and for a commuter bike, that really is a fantastic speed. Now one of the top things I like about Honda is that they have a very good package, and if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to get a 0% interest rate on a finance deal, which is a fantastic thing to have, and it makes it very, very easy to get into riding a motorcycle. That's how I got my first brand new motorcycle, and that was on a 0% interest rate, and that was a Keyway RKV 125, which is also a great bike as well, but it just doesn't compete compared to the Honda CB 125F. Now it's all good me saying what I believe the best 125s are of 2020, but I believe you really do need to take a look at these bikes for yourself. Take a look at the bikes that you really like.
Here we go this Friday. This is our Blazing 5.
That's a hot one. Let's blaze it up. Fire it up. It's Collins Blazing 5. Browns at Cowboys.
I'll take Dallas minus 5.5. First, Dak Prescott against really good competition. Rams and the Seahawks, good numbers this year. He's always been a good home quarterback. Since the beginning of last year, his quarterback rating at home was 108.8. And their offense right now, number 1 in the league. But this is about the Browns' defense. It's allowed 7 touchdown passes of 10-plus air yards this year, most in the NFL. I think there's a lot of points in this game, and I don't know if Cleveland can keep up because they're more of a running team. Cleveland's back end worries me. And what do we know about Cleveland? They beat Cincinnati with a rookie quarterback and Washington with kind of a rookie quarterback if you consider starts. How good are they? Dallas, this is a major step up in competition for Cleveland. They went to Seattle and got down to the last play against the Seahawks and went down in Los Angeles. A pass interference call is the only difference, losing to the Rams. I think Dallas is the better team. There's a lot of points. I'll easily swallow the 5.5. Cowboys win 33-26.
Colts at Bears.
Like it, I love it. Bears getting points at home. I think they're the better team. I think Matt Nagy, the coach, wanted to start Nick Foles 3 weeks ago, but the GM wouldn't let him. Matt Nagy gets his quarterback. Nick Foles lets it rip. Big arm, big games. This is the coach's kid. He wants this guy, and he went and got him in the offseason. How good are the Colts? They lost to the Jaguars and beat the crappy Vikings and the really crappy Jets. What are they? Good old line, old quarterback. And I worry because the Bears defense is number 2 in the league in getting offenses off the field on third down. I think here I get a clever coach who finally has his quarterback. I get points. I'm at home. I like the Foles magic to continue. 24-23, Bears over the Colts.
Seahawks at Dolphins.
Favorite pick of the week, I love Miami +6. Russell Wilson may save the day, but here's why. Miami gets 3 days of extra prep time because they were on Thursday Night Football. That is huge because I think it's a very good coaching staff, and staffs that are good take advantage of it. Seattle has the furthest trip you can make in America after dramatic wins. They've been in wildly dramatic wins over Dallas and New England. Ryan Fitzpatrick is very good when comfortable, and Seattle makes every quarterback comfortable because they have no pass rush. And the Dolphins are also playing clean football. One of 2 teams in the NFL that have not had a turnover in 2 weeks. Green Bay's the other. Dolphins defense can get after you. The Seahawks offensive line's a mess. I think Russell Wilson may come in and save the day late, but in warm, sticky weather, long trip for Seattle, I will take the 6 points. Seattle wins 27-26.
Chargers at Buccaneers.
This is a lot of points. I'll take Tom Brady and the Bucs -7. This game's about comfort versus discomfort. Tom Brady against the Chargers defense that's without Ingram, Derwin James. They don't take the ball away since the beginning of last year. Derwin James is their best defensive player. So you don't have 2 studs for them. That means Tom Brady getting more comfortable at home is comfortable. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert will face a defense for Tampa that gets a pass rush with only 4, the first or second best linebacking core in the league. You cannot run on the Bucs defense. Number 2 in yards per play allowed in the NFL. 4.5 yards per play. That is it. Justin Herbert gets yards but has struggled in the red zone. Chargers settling for field goals. He will be uncomfortable all day. I believe Todd Bowles is the best current coordinator in the NFL, and I think Tampa has the best or second best linebacking core. Justin Herbert. The Chargers have only one of 3 teams to score 20 or less. Brady's going to be comfortable. Justin Herbert's going to be uncomfortable, and it's the defense of Tampa that will decide the game, not the offense. It's the defense that will shut down and create turnovers for a short field. I'll take Tampa 33-23.
Bills at Raiders.
This is an easy one. I'll take Buffalo -3. There is no home field advantage anymore, so it's basically a neutral field. I get the better quarterback, the better coach, and the significantly better defense. There are a lot of people that think Buffalo's a top 4 team in this league. A lot of coaches are really on Buffalo. Their offense is number 2 passing. The offense the last 2 years, look at the leap in their offense. Josh Allen's emergence. This is now an elite offense. The Raiders' run defense is 30th. They can't get you off the field. Again, maybe if it's the second home game for the Raiders in Vegas and it's a wild crowd, it's different. But this is almost a neutral field. This is a Buffalo team that is well coached, will force the Raiders to play real defense because they press the ball down the field. Buffalo wins this game 32-27. I think it could get worse than this, but it's at least this, 32-27 Bills. So I don't take a lot of favorites. I like underdogs a lot, but I'm going to take Dallas as a favorite, Buffalo as a favorite, and Tampa Bay as a favorite. And I got a couple of dogs. I take the Bears at home +2.5 points. And I'm also going to take Miami to cover +6 at home. The furthest trip in the NFL is Seattle to Miami. By the way, for more on my Blazing 5 picks, please check out the Fox Bet social platforms after this segment. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.
Today's video is sponsored by GVG. After the garage, so it's usual and normal that you kind of hear the echo and the Radeon 20. How should I say it? Correct. And well, I'm saying this not just for myself, but for the amount, for the stable, and also good for your neighbor. But back in freezing, it was not. If you have, what is your experience?
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Stay on top of
Oh, nice hit, man. Ryan airs it out all alone. Juggled. Incomplete. Jones wide open. And he dropped it.
Somehow escapes. Kaiser's pass is incomplete. Of Coleman, and he can't believe it. And he can't.
This one for Nix. One-handed catch for the touchdown. And even Woodson said nice catch. All over Hakeem Nicks, but it kind of goes back to what I've said all along. They give each other knuckles. Charles Woodson, he's been a great competitor in this league for a long time, but even he can appreciate a great play and a great pass. He'd go get it.
Brady steps up. Brady devoured. He got hit.
Emphasis, but he could get a fine and a letter saying not to be so mean.
Sacked all the way back close to the 15-yard line. Into the 15-yard line.
And on the other side, a shaken up Earl Thomas. Now Earl Thomas. And many of the Cardinals are going over to Michael Kendricks, who is playing, waiting for an appeal for a suspension, and he has Earl Thomas.
And how about that? The inside pitch to Johnson, who tiptoes to the end zone, and the Brownies have the lead.
That's it.
Stay on down.
Jason Pierre-Paul made the tackle. Jason Pierre-Paul made the tackle.
Downtown, it is Johnson doing just that. And once again, Johnson honoring fallen Steelers linebacker Ryan Shazier.
On to a celebration. A fourth Lombardi trophy is headed to one Patriot place. Tom Brady is a three-time Super Bowl MVP.
Great player, man.
He's got a free run into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Yeah, buddy, good hit. Thanks, man. Hey, you a menace out there, boy.
For a brief moment last night, the score on the scoreboard during the Bengals-Patriots game meant nothing.
Yeah, it really didn't. Instead, it was a video and a uniform change that meant everything at the moment, especially to Devin Still. Mike Burke's here now with what Still had to say about the Patriots' touching tribute.
Well, Rob, he put a 43-17 loss in perspective today, that's for sure. And this picture will go down as one of the league's lasting images of the 2014 season, if not well beyond. Devin had a hard time keeping his emotions in check during the Patriots' on-field tribute to his daughter Leah, who, of course, continues to fight pediatric cancer. From the New England cheerleaders wearing his jersey to team owner Bob Kraft's generous gift to Cincinnati Children's Hospital, it was all greatly appreciated. But what moved in the team...
Yeah, it looked like McCoy late was coming up the middle.
Hey, my fault, man.
Catching the ball. The backfield here is empty. Cutler out of the gun. Deep over the middle and intercepted at the 6-yard line. And Danielle Manning, oh my goodness, Danielle Manning had this game circled on his calendar because the Bears didn't make him the offer that he wanted 2 years ago. And what a quarter he has had. Forcing a turnover and now an interception. He has had.
Good job, my boy. Nah, you're fine, man. It's football, you know what I mean?
On the morning of the 2nd of February 1943, the Battle of Stalingrad came to an end, following the surrender of the last pocket of German troops in the northern part of the city. At least that is what the history books tell us. It may be a surprise to some when I tell you that considerable numbers of German troops did not lay down their arms at this time. In fact, Soviet records indicate that an astounding 11,000 German soldiers continued to fight on long after Field Marshal Paulus and the 91,000 survivors of the German 6th Army were marched off to Soviet captivity, and would continue to resist for weeks, causing the Red Army to mount military operations through ruined Stalingrad to root out and, in its words, liquidate counter-revolutionary elements. This part of the Battle of Stalingrad has been completely ignored by historians, but over 11,000 German soldiers is not an insignificant number, and the omission is extraordinary. Stalingrad is rightly labelled as a major turning point in the history of World War II. What had seemed an assured German victory in summer 1942 would end up as a graveyard for the German army in the east. When the Germans invaded the USSR in June 1941, the campaign had been very successful until the Russian winter and resistance stopped the advance on Moscow. By spring 1942, the Germans resumed offensive operations. But instead of trying again to capture Moscow, Hitler ordered a shift in focus to the south and a two-pronged assault through the steppes of southern Russia. Army Group A struck south towards the Caucasus and the Soviet oil fields, whose product was vital to the German war plans, while Army Group B, which included the 6th Army, moved towards the Volga River and the industrial city of Stalingrad.
By summer of 1942, new posters were appearing in the streets of Moscow. Posters that greeted and welcomed their allies. Allies whose help was already arriving in Russian ports. Allies whose friendliness had sent drugs and food and warm clothing to help sustain them in their darkest hour. But in spite of all this, the staff of the Red Army knew that they still faced the most powerful enemy in history, and that that enemy would attack again. But when this attack came, the whole German strength was to be concentrated on one objective: the Caucasus and oil. The Caucasus Mountains represent one of the toughest military obstacles in the world. Towering peaks rising to heights of as much as 18,000 feet, with only one practical highway traversing them. And Baku, the biggest oil field, is on the other side. To reach Baku, the only feasible military route was along the coast to the Caspian Sea. But the map shows what a dangerously extended supply line this would entail. To make the operation a success for the Germans, the first necessity was control of the northern hub of the rail lines of the area and a new base of operations. That hub was a Volga River port we have come to know well, Stalingrad, named for Russia's present leader. The pride of this generation of Russians, for it was their city, built in their time. With the capture of Stalingrad, the Nazis would have a base from which to launch a flanking attack on Moscow. With one master stroke, the Russian armies to the south would be cut off from help. And in the north, Russian factories, Russian farms, and Russian armies would be practically cut off from Caucasus oil, and also from American and British supplies, which were shipped to Russia through Iran and Iraq. German control of the entrance to the Volga and its two main ports, Astrakhan and Stalingrad, would be a crippling blow for...
On one day alone, the Germans had partially encircled Stalingrad. The Soviets could only supply and reinforce their units fighting inside the city across the Volga River under constant artillery and air attack. Street fighting was intense, with casualties high on both sides, and the battle seesawed across the ruins. For example, on one day alone, the railway station changed hands 14 times in just 6 hours of combat. Soviet resistance was incredibly stubborn, and the close proximity of German and Soviet forces to each other took away a lot of the Germans' advantage in supporting fire. Soviet static defenses in apartment blocks, ruined department stores, and of course the famous factories was incredible, coupled with very active snipers. Stalingrad became a mincing machine as both sides fed more and more units into the battle without either achieving complete victory. However, after 3 months of this appalling struggle, the Germans had managed to capture 90% of Stalingrad and reach the Volga River in the city. The fighting had cost the Sixth Army over 60,000 men, including 15,000 killed and missing. However, the Soviets realized that German manpower shortages had offered them an opportunity. To guard the flanks of Army Group B, the Germans employed Italian, Hungarian and Romanian forces to bolster the German defenses. For example, a 120-mile sector north of Stalingrad was very thinly held by the Hungarian Second Army. These Axis troops lacked the weapons, vehicles, training and often the motivation of German forces.